All right, pull your hatchets out. Stop, drop, drop, drop. Swing, 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 swing. Swing, 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 swing. Uh-oh, here come the po-po.
Take off my makeup with me, Frankenstein edition. First, I need to take out my contacts so I can see. I had to stick all this hair on and it was not fun. Featuring my teeth. I guess let's start with the bolts. Oh my gosh. I used prosthetic all over, so definitely using some adhesive remover. Slowly but surely. I'm sticking a brush in here with the adhesive remover to hopefully help. I look insane. Oh, we're almost there. That was surprisingly relatively pain-free. Okay, these teeth have got to go. Now I'm gonna use some makeup remover wipes. Almost done. I'm gonna go shower the rest off, but thank you guys so much for watching. Take off my makeup with me. This is my first spooky look of the season, and my first SFX look in my new apartment. And I already know this one's gonna hurt. I feel like I should start with the neck, but that's gonna be the most painful spot. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna use some of this. Okay, that makes it way easier. Ah! Oh my gosh. I can't lie, this is very painful. Oh my gosh. It's literally a mask. I'm gonna use Good Molecules cleansing balm. And you're done?
This is a song about a doll named Chucky. Me! I'm a good guy, but I'm bad. Gonna slash, 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 I love to stab. It's Andy's birthday, let's play pretend. I'll be your friend until the end.
This might be one of my favorite looks, but unfortunately it's 10 p.m. and I have an assignment due at midnight, so I have to take it off even though it's been on for not even 5 minutes. So let's take it off with me. Yum. Time to wipe away all my hard work. At least it's kind of satisfying. Also, it literally looks like I have short hair. But then, psych, I am gonna go shower and then finish my assignment. Let's take off my makeup with me. Jigsaw edition. We're gonna remove all of this stuff. Things are getting serious. We're removing the bow tie. To remove, I'm going to be using the Inky List Oat Cleansing Balm. I'm going to start by dampening my face. I really like this stuff because it removes makeup, but it also really nourishes your skin, which makes it especially good for sensitive skin types. I really like how gentle it is because I put my skin through so much when I rip off my liquid latex and stuff, so it doesn't need to go through any more when I'm removing the actual makeup. The biggest thing for me is that I have tried a lot of cleansing balms and they literally all make my skin feel so heavy, oily, and greasy after, and this one does not do that. It's super lightweight, love that. Usually when I'm done removing my makeup, my skin is so irritated. It's literally not like at all. It feels so soft and done.
I can't be the only one who hears you. Tears falling down at the party. Saddest little baby in the room.
So I asked my mom if there was anything really creepy I did when I was younger. And she said when I was 4 or 5, I always said I worked for the devil. And that I would like torture and abuse my sister and always blame it on the devil. I do remember taking her stuffed animals, cutting them in half, throwing them in a closet, and locking her in the closet with them. And I'd leave her in there for fucking hours. Just her screaming and crying, let me out, and I'd always say, no, the devil wants me to keep you in there longer. I would even like rip out her hair, and my mom would be like, hey, you can't fucking do that, like that's literal abuse, and I would always say, well, the devil wants me to. By the way, I was like 4 or 5. The behavior did stop when we moved out of that house. I don't know what age I was, but when we moved out, I was fine. But it only gets worse.
If you're a beginner at creative makeup or just want to mess around doing some fun Halloween looks, then this series is for you. Every Monday of October, I'm going to teach you guys step by step how to do some cool, fun Halloween makeup looks. This is the first look I'm going to teach you guys how to recreate. Fun fact, when I was 13, this was the first creative makeup look I ever did on myself. So if I can do it, you can do it too. If you pause here, you can see a list of all the products you'll need. First, we're going to prime our face. Next, we're blocking out one of our eyebrows. To do this, you start by rubbing the glue all over your brow. Literally everywhere, and I promise you it comes off with water. Brush all of those hairs up. Make sure everything's flat. Clean up your edges with a wet Q-tip. And do 3 to 4 more layers. Set it with powder, and there you go, you blocked out your eyebrow. I skipped ahead because this part's simple, but you just cover your whole face in foundation and draw out where you want your pumpkin to be. And now we're gonna do our normal glam makeup right here. If you want a tutorial, comment down below. I just did something basic. Using an orange eyeshadow, we're gonna cover this entire side. Usually I would use face paint, but that's not something everyone has. Once you've made it as easy as possible, we're gonna start filling in right here with black and fading it out. And I also sketched out where I want my lines to be for the pumpkin. I'm also not gonna finish my neck because I'm running low on time. The best way to go about this is to start by packing on black eyeshadow on the lines, and then start blending that out. And just continue blending. You can use a light colored eyeshadow to start bringing in highlights. When you're at a point you're happy with, it's time to draw on the triangle eye, the mouth, and the crack. I'm using a felt tip liner. You can use whatever liner, and honestly, you could probably do this with eyeshadow. I'm making sure the triangle is bigger than my eye. Fill all that in. For the cracks, we're gonna outline this and add in little cracks off the corners. You can do as many or as little as you want. For the mouth, we're just gonna start with a normal mouth. This is what I mean by normal mouth. So it's kind of looking like this. I decided to add a little cracked nose. Now line your waterline and add mascara. You don't need any colored contacts because technically this eye is gonna be closed. And the last thing I'm gonna do, because I didn't do my neck, I just added some black shading under here. And there you go, you have a really fun Halloween look. Make sure to duet this or tag me if you decide to try this out, because I would love to see your guys' recreations. You guys loved my last tutorial video, so we're gonna do another one. Now, this one is not as beginner and it is a little more difficult, but I will be posting beginner ones every Monday. First, we're gonna apply a bald cap. Personally, my favorites are Carolyn's plastic bald caps, also known as Glatsan. You can use latex too, but I feel like Glatsan bald caps are a lot better. We're gonna slip this on here. You can use any adhesive. I'm using Prosthetic. I'm just cutting and gluing it down as I go. Typically, you're gonna wanna do this a lot neater. However, a large portion of this will be covered with my prosthetic. The reason plastic bald caps are superior is because you can blend the edges with acetone. I'm gonna put some of Carolyn's eyebrow wax on my eyebrows to protect them. Glue sticks work too. And now it's time for the prosthetic. Figure out your placement. Now you're gonna apply Prosthetic everywhere where it's going to be. Along with on the prosthetic, this must be Prosthetic because Prosthetic is the strongest adhesive. You have to let this dry for a little bit so it can become sticky. Now you can stick it on. Because your edges are gonna be rough, you can now take Prosthetic cream and apply it to them, smooth them out. You can also use latex, but this I prefer. You should look something like this. Don't feel defeated if you can't get your eyelids perfect, it's okay. I also have these bolts I'm gonna attach. Now using an orange grease-based paint, I'm gonna color correct real quick. So after I did that, I've mixed up a green and now I'm gonna cover everything. Okay, so I've added depth where I want depth. I've used black and I've also used green's complementary color, which is red, and now we're gonna blend that out. Alright, so I've blended all of that out and I've added more detail. And then I set that with a colorless powder, which is super important to make sure you don't dull any of the face paint. So I've gone through and added more shading with some eyeshadow. I used the Jim Charles palette because it's very pigmented. Now I need to add some finishing details and the hair. So I've added the hair and I gotta say that was really hard. And like, it just matters what it looks like from the front, right? I've added blood and contacts in my teeth and this is the finished look. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Swishers hope if you hit my liquor store, it's 50 cents for single post. Said she wanna roll with me and smoke up all my weed. I said, baby, just buy that cheese cause you can't smoke for free.
Every Monday in October, I'm going to teach you guys step by step a simple Halloween look that everyone can do. And as requested, today we're going to do a Purge mask. This is great for Halloween costumes and it's really fun to do. Here are some of the materials you may need. Some are optional because not everyone has them and they aren't necessarily necessary. We're just going to start off with priming our face. This is important because it makes sure your makeup lasts. Then we're going to create a nice base with our favorite foundation. I'm using the Kat Von D one. Then we're going to use concealer how we normally would. and set. I'm gonna fill in my brows now. If you have eyebrows, you don't have to do this, but I don't have eyebrows, so. Now onto the fun part. For this, you can take a light colored concealer or an eye primer. I truly want these videos to be as accessible to everyone as possible using everyday products, so we're gonna use concealer because you don't need crazy products to have good looks. First, we're gonna start by putting it up here and then blending it out. It doesn't have to be perfect. This concealer is just for pigmentation purposes. Don't set it. Grab your favorite bright colored eyeshadow and press that on. It helps if you pack it on heavy first. Now we blend the edges. Make sure it's still very pigmented and don't blend it out much. This same process here. One X is done, now I'm going to do the other. By the way, I'm using the shade B3 in the ABH Volume 3 palette. Looking good so far. For the nose, we're just doing a horizontal line. For the mouth, we're starting off with a line like this, like so. Then 3 lines right here, an X here, a little line, tiny X. Repeat on this side. Now just make sure it's pretty blended and no super rough edges. Now this next part, you can use a white liner or the concealer. A white liner is easier, but I'm going to show you the concealer works too. You're also going to need a tiny brush. You can find some really good tiny brushes at your local craft store. Get some concealer on your hand. And then down the middle of each pink part, you're going to make a line. If you've never done lines on your face before, you can practice on your hand or neck, because this part can be a little bit tricky. I find it easiest to go in little strokes like this. And now we do this everywhere. You should look something like this. If you're not happy with the opacity of your concealer, you can go over it again with another coat. You can also go in and set it with some white eyeshadow, which is what I'm going to do. The final touches can do a lot. So any spot where I got too much white eyeshadow, I'm just going to go back over it with the pink. A huge tip is to take an eyebrow brush and just go back over the edges. Now I'm going to add some lashes and mascara. The lashes are on. Now setting spray and your fave highlighter. Don't forget those inner corners. And guess what? You're done. Make sure to comment what Halloween look you guys want me to teach you next week.
It's only one day you can do it, Trent.
Oh,
It's a special day.
yeah. It is special.
Slayed. Literally traumatizing. Slayed. No comment. Partially slayed. Merry Christmas. I don't know how to feel. Slayed the house boots down. Houston, I'm deceased. Slayed. Yeah, slayed. A minute slay. Like 1/3 slay. Slayed if the VMAs were a funeral.
What is up, guys? Today we're going to be trying something new. So I'm going to be attempting to apply this wig for Mine Age Hair's Halloween collection. How you're actually supposed to apply wigs, because usually I just literally just slip them on, maybe pin them down sometimes. But I have a photo shoot and I do want this one to look good. If I do it wrong, don't come at me. I'm kind of just full sending it, not even looking at a tutorial. But I'm just going to start by braiding my hair. So I've done that. Now we have the bald cap. So I know a lot of people start out with it over their head. This is a look. I don't have got to be glued, so I'm going to use Prosthetic. I'm just tapping this over it, so I'm hoping it seeps in. Now I'm going to let it dry. So I let that dry and I cut it, and I think I'm doing a good job. I've seen people cover this part with foundation to help blend it in, so I'm going to do that. This is what I have. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to set it, but that's what I'm going to do because it makes sense, I guess. Now it is the time to apply. She's on, but I have to glue her down. I've applied the Prosthetic, and I'm going to let it get clear and tacky. The hard part is not getting the baby hairs in the Prosthetic. Wait, because I'm actually so happy with how it looks right now. Okay, I'm not doing anything with the baby hairs, but I'm actually, I know it's not the best, but I am proud of it. And it even looks good from the back and the side. And usually I have a big lump in the back from my ponytail, but I braided it.
Out of sight, this love ain't real and we don't feel right. It's me or them, but you won't decide, so won't you let go?